Hey Celebellas, and welcome back to my channel. First of all, you guys can see that our bed is back in the lounge. If you guys watched our crab curry mukbang, you would have heard that Trevino and I are currently doing some DIY makeover things in our bedroom, and we can't be in the room right now, so we have been sleeping in the lounge for the past 2 nights, and we have to sleep here one more night. I actually enjoy it, it's quite fun. Anyway, today I wanted to just take you guys through a journey of my career, maybe to inspire some of you who are not sure if things are going to get better, or who just are unsure about the work environment in general, or for those of you who want to get into marketing like I am currently in. First of all, I want you guys to comment down below and tell me what was your first job, because I feel like everybody's first job was either waitressing or in admin. Mine was definitely waitressing. So I worked at a restaurant. My cousin and I actually worked there. I think it was like grade 11 or matric, and it was hostessing. So we had to be in the front of the restaurant and obviously answer the phone, make reservations, and then when people come in, to show them to their tables. One of my favorite things about that job was every day for lunch we could pick something off the menu. I think they gave us a price limit, but that's what we could have for lunch every day. So I only worked there for a couple of nights, and it was crazy. Why was I working there on New Year's Eve? Why was I not with family? I don't know, but anyway, I worked there New Year's Eve one night, and just like random nights that they were very busy. Oh, I think it was only like a holiday job, I think. I can't even remember how much I got paid, but I know that my first job was definitely a hostess at that place. Then my second job was a waitress at a few restaurants away from the first restaurant that I worked at. So this place was quite frustrating because I was there for an entire week, and all they made me do was learn the menu. And I had to learn the menu and learn the menu and learn the menu and learn the menu, and I knew the menu already like within the first day or day and a half, and I knew the menu, and I wanted to start going out there and obviously getting some tips. I needed the money. I was in high school, like I needed money. I don't know what I needed money for, but anyway, I needed the money. Anyway, yeah, so I like just sat there in the back room learning the menu for the whole week, and I was so annoyed because they didn't want to let me go out, like to even just to like help clear out the tables, which was very, very frustrating because I did what I needed to do, and now like there was nothing else for me to do. So I told the manager, I said, my mom is around the corner. She is going to Durban today, so I just want to say bye to her. I went to say bye to my mother, and I never went back. So my aunt lives really, really close to that restaurant, and I just walked and went away, and I never went back to that place. I don't think I even got paid. I was just sitting there and learning the menu. It was really, really, really frustrating. Right, now matric. Trevino's parents had a logistics company back in the day, and at the end of matric I worked for them doing admin. That was, I think, my most exciting job other than what I'm currently doing, because my mom would drop me off at their house. Their office was in the outbuilding. My mom would drop me off at their house every morning at like 7:30, I think, and Trevino would already be awake and ready. He'd have coffee ready since back in the day, and we'd just like chill and spend some time together in the mornings. It was actually very, very weird because, come to think of it, I used to go there to their house. I used to spend time with my boyfriend the entire day. I used to eat their food, watch their TV, chill like as a family, and then just do some admin here and there and get paid for it. I was living the life. I was living my best life. It was really a good time. And then when Trevino's parents closed the logistics company, they opened an Indian restaurant. Wow. I think this was the most tiring job that I've ever had. So in the beginning, his parents used to come to the restaurant and just, this pillow is askew, I'm sorry. In the beginning, his parents used to come to the restaurant and just sort everything out and make sure the staff was happy and knew what was going on and things like that. And then it came to a time where Trevino and I would go to the restaurant and do everything ourselves. We used to be at the restaurant at 6:30 because they'd open at 7. I'd check the stock every day. Trevino would buy new stock every day. The staff would come in. Sometimes we had issues with the staff because, what was this, 2013, so we were 18, 19, around there. And the staff, or the people that were cooking and the waitresses, were a lot older than us, so we had issues with them because we were younger than them and they didn't like respect the authority. Yeah, so I used to even help cook in the kitchen. So yeah, I used to cook in the back sometimes. I used to be behind the till, sometimes help waitressing. Trevino would do deliveries. He'll buy more stock as it went out during the day. He'd assist with the management of the staff. It was definitely the most tiring job I think both of us have ever had, because we'd be there from 6:30 and leave at 5:30, and after 5:30 we'd cash up whatever was in the tills and go to the bank and deposit it every single day. It was a fun job. I never got tired of eating curry. People always say, I'm sure if you work at McDonald's you get tired of eating McDonald's. I never got tired of eating the curry. There were some interesting things that the owners before us did that I never knew was a thing. Like they'd freeze the soji, so they'd make soji in batches and freeze it. I didn't know that was a possibility. And also the way they used to make the different flavor variations, like hot and mild, was not cooking two different pots of curry. They'd make one hot curry, and then if someone wanted it mild, they'd put what was this thing? Mayonnaise in it. I didn't even know that. I don't think I even tasted it when we used to do that. It looked like you'd add cream, I guess, but it was, yeah, but that's how they'd make mild. And then also one of the weirdest things that I've seen while working and running a restaurant was the way some people eat a bunny chow. So a lot of the people that used to come there would use the bread as a bowl. So they'd eat the bread on top, they'd eat the curry, but then they'd put all the bones and stuff back into the bread. And I'm like, that's not how you eat a bunny chow. Fun times. When that business closed, obviously at this point, Trevino and I were 1 year out of school, and we had like small bills here and there, like cell phones and other things like that. So we needed to make money. So taking our knowledge from that restaurant and the clients that we used to service, because we had quite a few companies that would buy meals on Fridays and things like that. So Trevino and I, this is where the samosa story comes in. Wow. So Trevino and I would make samosas like the night before, get up early and fry them with the help of his mother, because my mother used to work like full-time at that point. So either his mother or his granny or auntie would help us fry the samosas, and then we'd go to like a business park and go to all the businesses. Hey, we're selling samosas. Does anyone want to buy? Oh my word, it's so weird thinking about it now. It's very weird. It's so weird. Wow, we've come such a long way. I enjoyed making samosas though. The only thing was that I couldn't fold them in the beginning. Like I'd fold and then it just won't work, so I'd put all the filling back in the pot and throw that pastry away. It was annoying. But anyway, we'd go out, we'd sell the samosas every single day, the fried samosas. And I even remember our clients, like some of them, there was one specific guy who would only ever want sweet corn and cheese. And it was in one business park, so we knew which companies would always buy from us, and we'd go to them every single day. We'd go to our favorites like first, because they were like, okay, I want 12 mints or whatever, so we'd go to the favorites first. And then when we'd go home, we'll take our profit for the day and then go back to the shop and buy more things to make samosas for the next day. It was a lot of fun. I would say that was our first business that we owned together. No, it wasn't. Actually, in high school, we used to sell earrings. So we go to China Mall. We go to China Mall and buy like a pack of earrings and then sell them at break time and just walk around with like cash in our blazers. That was a good time. Okay, hi, I'm back. Sorry. My camera battery died, so I took a little break to go charge it. Okay, 2013. I worked at this random company only for 2 days, shorter than even the restaurant that I ran away from. I think the guy was paying me like 1,000 rand for the whole month to do admin and reception work, and I needed a job, so I'm like, okay, it's fine, let's see, maybe, you know, I was optimistic, maybe he'll increase the salary or maybe something else will come along. So on the first day, actually I only worked there for 1 day. On the first day I got there, there were only men. There was one lady, the receptionist, and all they did was show me like the filing cabinet and how the filing thing went. And then in the evening, the boss was like, okay, tomorrow you need to train all the staff about what do they actually do? It was something with cell phones. So because you've been through all the files, tomorrow you need to train the staff. And I was like, huh? And I'm like, are you being serious or is this a joke? Because I need to know. And then he's like, no, I'm being serious. Like, you went through all the files today. I'm like, train the staff tomorrow. It's day one being here. What's going on? And I never went back to that company either. That company was also never on my CV, obviously. Okay, this was the most, I don't even know how to explain it. This was the hardest job in terms of the physical environment that I worked in. So I worked at it's a huge, what is this thing? It's a huge logistics company, and I worked at their stores division. So if a truck broke down, the truck would come to our division of the company and the mechanics will fix it. But I worked in the warehouse of this department. So first of all, it was cold, it was stinky, it smelled like grease, it was loud, and it was very unpleasant to work in. Anyway, the stuff that we had to do is capture every time a part went out or a part came in. And then the worst part of this job was the stock take, because you had to count every single nut, every single bolt, every single jack, whatever else goes into a truck. It was a lot of effort. Anyway, that's when my chest issue started, because I was having problems breathing because it was outside in a warehouse with stinky trucks and their fumes. So eventually they moved me inside the office with the other people. And yeah, that job, it was very weird because I was the only person of color in the office. So it was a chilled environment, I guess. I did have like a friend, but yeah, it was just not my vibe. Anyway, I was actively looking for a new job while I was working there. And then I got a job at a company called Auto Pedigree. Auto Pedigree sells cars, is a car dealership. And I would work in the admin department where they would file notices and keys. So here there were people of color, and I actually worked with one black lady and one Indian guy. So they were people of color, okay? And what we'd have to do is, when cars get sold in a different part of the country, we'd have to, in the filing cabinets, look for the notice document and the physical key, and then like package it to be sent to that part of the country. It was a fun job because I enjoyed the dress code. It was formal, black and white every single day. That was the most exciting part of that job because I didn't have to wake up every day and be like, what am I gonna wear today? It was formal, black and white every single day. I really enjoyed that. Unfortunately, it was only a 6-month contract, but it was a big step up from where I was working in a warehouse. When that contract ended, I went to another logistics company where I started off as a receptionist. Oh, this was a very interesting company to work for. The people there were very, very interesting. The fun part about this company though was, I think like off our pay slips every single month, there'd be a deduction of like 135 or some random number like that for lunch. So every single day we'd get breakfast, lunch, and a tea time snack. So we'd get tea and coffee obviously, but we'd get breakfast, like nice breakfast, sometimes bacon and eggs, sometimes cereal, sometimes porridge, and then lunches, like actual physical lunches. We'd have a kitchen in the office and the lady would be cooking and stuff to serve everyone, which was really, really fun. What else was exciting about that job? Oh, our uniform, the boss used to buy us all clothes from Mr. Price, which we had to return when we left, which is kind of weird because who's going to use it? What's going to happen to it? But all our clothes were like from Mr. Price, so it was always like in season and fashionable things. So I started off there as a receptionist. One of the things I do remember from that job was it tested my personality and my patience a lot, because I worked with someone who was complete opposite of the way I am right now. She was very loud and bubbly and loud and just in your face type of personality, and I'm more like, funny thing is I actually saw her So this was, when did I work there? 2014. I saw her last year at Disney, the other company that I worked in, and I was like, is this you from that company? And she's like, yes, I remember you. And I was like, oh, you used to be my boss. This is awkward, bye. But yeah, that company, I think what I learned from there was patience. I'm definitely a go-getter because I moved from a receptionist to a PA, but my boss used to ask me for strange things and I always got them done. So a go-getter, goal achiever, and it really just tested my patience, and I pushed my limits and learned a lot about myself. I learned that I'm a very patient person and that I get a lot of things done. One of the requirements was, can you phone the municipality to paint an X outside
the road on my... Can you paint an X on the driveway outside my house because the cars keep parking there? Like, wait, how do I explain this?
Can you get the municipality to paint an X on the road in front of my driveway because people keep like traffic build up in front of my driveway and I can't get in? That was one of the weirdest requests I ever got. Actually, there's more, but that was one of the... Is that what PAs do? I thought PAs was only for like your business, like manage your diary, manage your meetings, not manage your house and your groceries and whatever. But it was an interesting job. Anyway, I left that job. I resigned with immediate effect. So I went in one morning and I had all my uniform in my bin bag. And when I gave her the letter, she's like, oh, is this what you want to do now? What about all your clothes? I'm like, I have it here at reception. Anyway, that was that. I resigned on the day. I left on the day and I did not regret it at all. I was unemployed for a few months after that, and then I started working at a company which actually packages some of the fruits and veggies for Woolies. Now the most exciting thing about that job was they'd have a shelf in the factory where they'd put all the products packaged already to test the shelf life, but you could go there and take food for free. So I'd come home with like Woolies broccoli, Woolies stir-fry mixes. Like every day I'd be bringing home fresh veggies and fruit, and it was the most exciting thing ever. Like to see the new stuff that Woolies is putting into store and also to get free veggies and fruit was extremely exciting. But while I was working there, obviously I was only doing admin, and I'm currently still studying for my marketing degree, and I wanted to move into something that's more in line with what I was studying. So I found a job at an advertising agency, and that's how my love for digital marketing started. The advertising agency was hands down one of the most exciting jobs I've ever had in my entire life. I used to manage the social media pages for Milky Lane, Steers, Turn and Tender at some point, Fishaways, Fago at some point, Wimpy at some point. The fun thing about this place was every Friday afternoon was a party because it's an advertising agency. Sometimes, because of the brands we'd work on, sometimes we'd get free food for lunch, like Debonaire's Pizza or Steers Burgers or whatever it was. And it was very like fun, and that's what I like about marketing. It's a fun type of environment to work in. But it's also like you're putting yourself into the consumer's life through your brand, which is one of the reasons why I decided to study marketing management, because I love it so much. And then not to mention the cool events. Like I had to go to these events and live tweet or like live interact on the brand social media pages. I went to a Steers event in Maboneng once, and it was a Bonang event and AKA was there, and it was the first time that I was like ever in the presence of celebrities, and it was quite cool. And the friendships that I made there are definitely friendships that have lasted a very long time. If you guys know my friends Zingy and Caroline and Kelly, all four of us were together at this agency and we still are friends to this day. The friends that I made there are amazing people. I still keep in touch with some of them every now and then, but it was such an awesome place to work at. I worked there from 2015 until the beginning of 2018, and then Disney came along. So you guys have heard all about my Disney experience in the last video. But when the Disney experience came to an end, I decided that I wanted to work for myself. So I currently freelance as a social media marketer. So I have brands that I do social media for, and I have my YouTube as a side business and my Instagram as a side business and some other things that are also in the works. So I really do enjoy working for myself. I enjoy working from home because, as you guys know, I love cooking and baking. So I have all the time to do fun meals and interesting meals. And now that Trevino's at home, also because of what's going on in the world, it's nice for us to just sort of work together, spend time together, have lunch together. It's super cool. I'm studying marketing management, like I mentioned. This is my final year. That's a whole other video that we will talk about. But yeah, I just thought that this video would be a cool way to inspire some of you guys who feel a bit stuck in your careers. Maybe change completely. Like I did admin marketing, and I absolutely loved it completely. Maybe try change the industry you work in. And a lot of people have said one of the great things you can do while you're young is hop around different jobs, because you gain experience, your salary grows, and then obviously once you get to a Disney level in your career, your salary far exceeds the job spec is, if you get what I'm saying. So I hope you guys are a little bit inspired. I hope you guys know that things will get better. I worked for crazy bosses. I've worked in unkind, unfair conditions, but I definitely think it molded me into the businesswoman that I am today. I've learned a lot of business tips. I've learned how to be a boss, and it's really exciting to see what this next chapter is. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys every Tuesday, Friday and Sunday at 12:30 for a new video. Bye, Stella Bellas.